Hey guys, Alicia here. In this video, we're going to look at Energy for Moms, and where I've got the Divine Theme by Restored 316, based on Studio Press on the Genesis framework. And so I'm just going to show you in the back end of WordPress how to play with your widgets and your menus and your design, and just a quick 101 on how to manage your posts, play with images, move stuff around, make your site look like you want it to. So I'm gonna go to the screen share. Here we go. I'm still here. I love the video inset so that you can still see me. I feel like I can see you. Okay. That is me with my son. Okay, so I have been playing with the everything. Let me just show you. I've been playing with stuff, so I'll just show you. Okay, here, I wanted to show you this. You can save a square image. It's supposed to be 512 by 512 pixels, so when you create an image, or like if you're in your photo editor and you're making something, you can tell it to be that size and then put something in it and save it. That can be your little favicon. You can edit your title and your tagline right here. I was playing with mine. I should actually switch it back. And you can see as I do it, it will think, and then it will, if there was something to reflect over here, it would do that. Okay, so I'm just gonna go down and do colors. Alright, so here, I was playing with this too. I'm gonna do like a really dark blue. I never know what, I always end up doing brown for those. Anyways. Yeah, let's go back to brown. And then for blue, I can do like that kind of blue. And I can click on select color to like make it go back. So now I can see exactly what it looks like, so I can play and I can say, oh, that's too blue, or I want a lighter blue, or I want teal. And then you can play with it and you can see, what you like. These I set up, we'll find that. Okay, header image. This is where you can literally just change your image, and you can say, oh, like I was playing with changing my colors, and so if I was going to upload a new file, I would click here and I would upload it from my computer, right? I would select a file. I've already got this one. Oh, and you can see I was playing with making the hearts orange, so I could change my favicon there. It's playing with different colors. So here, change the title to be, the name of your site if you're doing your logo. And then I could do select and crop. And so this is where, whenever you're putting one in, you want to get rid of everything around it, but that still makes it do the shape. Okay, I'm not actually going to add that, but if I did, then it would immediately change it right here. Oh, I always want to click on that X and then don't do that. Scroll up, go back on the caret. I'm not using a background image. I really like the clear white, but if you wanted a background on the side, you could do that. Okay, menus. Let's play with a menu, because I keep debating what to do for mine, and I want to show you some categories. So if I wanted to add an item for a category, I could say health and beauty. Let's add that. So now you can see that's over here, and I can click and move that to be here. Trying to remember which ones I had headings for, but I'll show you that. Okay, so let's just say that I added these. And then, so you can add a category. When I add the category as going in my navigation, then I'll just click over here and show you. that category is going to pull up a page like this. So here, if I've got what I'm reading in my navigation as a category item, and I click on that, then that is going to pull up a page of, that's just going to show all of my posts that are in that category. So it's a fun way. You could have your blog that just lists them by most recent, but then you can have your categories if you really want people to be able to go straight and just read your blog sequentially, but more just like, oh, show me everything that's about, you know, this topic or that topic. And then I'm gonna go back to the footer nav. Okay, so I've got disclosure policy. So I'm gonna scroll down here and you can see oh, I have to add that in the widgets. Yeah, this is why this stuff is okay. So we'll go edit the footer nav. The widgets. Alright, so here's your primary sidebar, right? So I've got my featured page. And I can edit. If you want to edit something and you don't know how to, see I'm hovering and it says shift click, so I can do shift and click, and then it'll open up whatever. Well, if I shift over here, I can be like shift click, and then it will show me, oh, this is pulling because it's pulling all of my featured posts, and it is pulling 5, and I can be like, oh no, I only want it to show 4 so it doesn't take up as much space over in my sidebar, and now it will only show 4. And then more posts from this category. Do I want, you know, do I want that to show? I can uncheck this if I don't want that to show, and then that will go away, and that will just show 4 featured, and it won't take up that space to show, you know, do you want to see more featured? And then you can change the size of a bunch of different things. Okay, so post info, if I uncheck post info, it will no longer show the, you know, what the categories are. And if I didn't show post title, it wouldn't show that either. It would just have the pictures. And then if I wanted to show the content, no, I need to click excerpt. Excerpt. I'm gonna do content limit. Content limit, and we'll do 200 characters. Okay, so you see here how that's what I do. I'm gonna take that back off and do no content. But that's actually what I do over here on the main part, right? Not in the sidebar. I like showing the info. I also like showing this, you know, if I want to see more of that category. If I click down here and I click done, that's going to get back out so that I can see over here. So I'm going to click shift, hold it over here, and click. And so now I'm in this part, and I played with these characters a bunch and said, you know, what about 600? You know, you can see right here, it's going to change how much they can read before they, so I'm going to click done so I can see. So that changes how much content is right here, how much can they start reading before they have to click to do continue reading. And you see where the colors change, you know, that's those color settings that we were editing. And then here, just want to show you the different ones. See how that, I'll click on done. Okay, this is more from the blog. Alright, so if I shift click on this, more from the blog. See, okay, 2 things I want you to know. One, in order to get the feel for this, you can shift click and see what it does and change it and kind of get used to it, but I really recommend I'm gonna do publish to save my changes, cause sure. I really like to be over on the widgets where I can really see what's going on. And then, where am I going? Here we go, widgets. Appearance widgets. I like to play with it here and then have the site open. So I'm gonna go to the home page. And yeah, so now here I can see the whole thing, and then I can say, oh, I want to change this, or I want to reorder that. So let's go down here. I was wanting to work with this part, more from the blog. Okay, so she's got this set up where, okay, the fact that I've got the header to the right here, this took me a bit to figure out how to do it. That navigation over in the customize view, you can't actually, there's some things where you can't do it in customize, you have to do it as a widget because it's like an extra way to do it. The fact that this is over to the right, you had to do that here, and I've added the simple social icons here because I really wanted them to show up higher. I was playing with my blog color, and now that I've switched, I can just go back to this. So I've got, okay, blue icon, so that's like the actual P for Pinterest, right? And then when it hovers, it turns white, and then the background is white, but then when it hovers, it turns blue, and that is how, I'm gonna do save, so I can show you. I'm gonna refresh. That is how I get this fun, you know, you hover over it and it changes, right? It flips the blue to the white and the white to the blue. So I think that was fun. And that's how easy it is to change your colors, right? So we were just changing, and then we'd be able to change this blue. I don't know. You really want to pick, do a mood board exercise, do, you know, ask around, find some people who can help you with it, or I don't know, that's a whole thing. But I recently did it for my new site and figured out some colors, and it's great to have a palette of colors that you like and have like their numbers, you know, for whenever you want to just be like, no, I don't want to try to pick from a color wheel, like I want this color, and if I pick that color, put in the number every time, then I know it'll be the right one. Anyway, okay, so keep flipping around, but I mean, this is what we do. This is what you will do this too. When you're setting up your blog, there's just always so many things. Okay, so to finish with these, because we'll just start at the top now that we're in the widgets view. I'm going to start here. Okay, header widget. This nav menu, I could change it to be my secondary nav and hit save. You can have 2 different navs, and then I could also, yeah, so I've got that. Okay, something fun. I'm going to change that back to save. I'm actually going to go ahead and open customize, no, I'm going to open menus. There we go. Menus, new tab. I don't want to lose where I am, but I want to show you. Alright, this is where you can manage locations and do secondary nav, and it's hard to remember where some things go if you play with different templates. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so primary nav is down in the middle, below it. Secondary nav is up here, and if you specifically want the primary nav to be next to it, you have to use a widget. So you just play around, you move things, you figure out where they go. But here, now you can see these are all categories. So if you had enough things where you just wanted this to be like blog, resources, about, contact, courses, archive, I don't know, whatever. If you had more of like those kinds of headings and you didn't want to also put your categories in there, you could put your categories up here. Or if your disclosure statement and your contact page and those kinds of things didn't really fit here, because you can only put so many things here, then you can put them up there. So that was down here on menus. You can change, you know, or I can do, you know, no menu and then there wouldn't be one. Oh, I'm gonna leave it for now. Okay. So that is the navigation for the simple social. Here you, oh, also, if you don't have this already over here, whenever you want something, you just look at this really great list over here and you take simple social and you would just drag it over to where you want it, right? That's how I got it up here. And then it's aligned in the center. I could align it to the right. And then you just put in, you know, your email if you want that. Whatever you want to show up, you just fill in your links for those different things. You hit save. And then you hit done. That just collapses the thing. Don't hit delete unless you want to delete it. If you want to take one out but you don't want to lose all your settings, this is really great. You can take it and just drag it, and you just drag it down here and you stick it here. You can see I have a bunch of them. You just stick it here under inactive widgets, and then you know, if you set something up and then you're not sure you want to try it without it, you don't have to lose all the settings. You can just stick it down here to save it for later. Okay, so simple social. I could also put that on top of that, just like that. I love dragging around these widgets are my jam. Like, I love it. My jam. I don't usually say that, but they're cool. Okay, so here, now they're like on top. So I like them more on the bottom. Whoa, that's the menus. Here we go. Like on the bottom. Okay, so let's go back to home content. I don't like sliders. I think it's not awesome usability, so I just don't do the slider. But you can. So all that's part of the fact that you can do the slider. Okay, home section for the top. I start with latest from the blog. And what you can do here is so many things. It's so fun. Wonder if I can remember how it used to be set up. But basically, post to offset. Say you just wanted to show your blog on the homepage, but you wanted the first few to be like this, where you had the whole preview, and then you wanted the rest of them to just have the topics, or to just be a list of links. That's where you pick the same category. So you would pick category like all posts. So like this first one would be like all categories, show 3. And then if I wanted right below it, I've got text there. But if I wanted right below it to keep going, I could do another, I'll just stick this in here and show you. Okay, so now I have another one. I could do all categories, and then I would do offset by 3 and show 3, and then it's going to show, and let's say I want the post title and the post info, but no content, and show the featured image small. Let's just say, then I'm going to come over here. Alright, so I've got these for my all categories. And then sometimes with the spacing, you've got to see like what you're putting next. Like, so now I want to move this. But more from the blog. No, let me see. It really does just take, you just have to play with it a bunch. Latest from the blog. Oh, here we go. Home does the. So whatever theme that you do, you're gonna get used to it, and then if you change a different theme, there might be a little bit different way that that these different things work. And like right now, I'm like lost on like, wait, which is which thing? That's where you can just go back to customize. Okay, see this just, the way this put in the title is weird. And so I do need to show some content. Okay, So I'm going to delete that. The point of that was that you can offset and you can be like show 3 and show one bigger and show the images larger, like larger image, more text for 3. And then you can be like, now keep showing my blog, but make the image smaller, show more text or just the categories, right? And you just play with it until you get it how you like, get the feel for it. You can, take the site search, you can add recent comments. I could be like, oh, I want to add recent comments to, where's my sidebar? Oh, my computer's really having to think right now, so it's taking a moment to catch up to me. No. This is because I'm recording. Alright, I'm right, hold still. I'm right here at the sidebar. There we go. Okay. Number of contents saved. Okay. So I just grabbed the comments widget and dragged it over, and now I'm going to come over to the sidebar and see that now I've got the comments added, right? And so now I've got, you can see this person commented on, and then so if you wanted people to be able to go see where's the discussion happening, they could go click on comments that had, on posts that had comments, and they could reply. They could talk to people who were coming. I think that's cool. I love widgets. I end up being tempted to just put them all in there, and then I have to really think, oh, category index. Yeah, we'll get into that. Okay, I want to stop this video so that each video is not too long, but I hope that was helpful for just, watching what it's like to just navigate around and, get familiar with your theme. If you've got one by Restored 316, they're awesome. They're a little bit different from each other. Play with it, customize it. Try adding different things, see what it looks like. That's how I did. That's what I did. That's how I learned it. And I see more I can talk about, but I'm going to end this video. Alright, you got this. You can do this. Until next time.